Tonight, while you're lying in your bed and it's all quiet and all dark, I want you to take a moment, breathe, and think of what would you do if you woke up alive in one of these. Back during yellow fever periods in our country, oftentimes people who had comas would wake up inside of this. Many of the tomb keepers had no idea, as they're placing family members, whether it's going to be a tomb 6 feet under or in sometimes, like over here in Colonial Park Cemetery, in one of our mass graves. They were so scared at the time because of the epidemics. So they would bury people real fast underground, leave them there, but then after some time, when the next person died and they came back to put the fresh body in, well, they realized that the other bodies beforehand had moved. No grave robbers, just movement of the bodies. Doctors began confessing that they made a mistake of burying people who were in comas and they're waking up. Fear throughout the entire country. The first outbreak in our country was in 1820 in Philadelphia. In Savannah, it began in 1820 all the way through 1876 was the last major outbreak. But something had to happen. If you haven't heard it before, you would have, say, a bell over here, and a rope would go inside and wrapped around the wrist of the person. If the person woke up in panic, start ringing that bell really loud, and then someone who is a night watchman inside of the cemetery would have to go find the bell. When I was doing my research, I found a patent, 1868, Newark, New Jersey, of Franz Vester, in which it was titled Improved Burial Case. He patented an idea, which was he had a coffin, and at the head of the person, he had a tunnel that came up to the upper ground. So the person woke up, they could climb up to the ground. Also, there was a glass at the ground level, so if anyone walking by could look down, see the person in the grave, and see the person moved a little bit or shifted. The whole system was set up at the time period because of this fear. Now, I do want to go ahead and debunk some things. I'm so sorry. If you've ever heard of the phrase saved by the bell, it does not come from this. That is urban legend. The first time that phrase was used was in early 1800s in London during bare knuckle matches. You may hear the phrase dead ringer. That's not from this either. That is from horse racing, where they would confuse bettors by having a look-alike horse for the real horse, and the look-alike horse was called a dead ringer. A graveyard shift, that is closest to this. That is correct. But as you're lying there in your bed tonight, what would you do if you woke up in one of these, alive, alone, and surrounded by your dead relatives' remains?